First off, is it safe to talk politics and message and all that good stuff?
Sure, she's definitely the one who has more to say on the politics side. I'm a conspiracy theorist myself. I think we're all being lied to, but I like to think that if there's effort, we're both very excited about with healthcare reform being voted through, and which would be nice. I don't see why something like that was such a difficult, but obviously I have a different mindset than other people.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because I was going to ask you about it. You've got, certainly healthcare is a big issue in America, but you've got one part of America that's really glad that it passed because they just want to have healthcare.
Right.
You got the other side that's really upset because we sort of broke the rules to do it. We sort of took away the people's voice in the matter.
But don't you think the people that were voicing they would like insurance were also getting their voices robbed by people going, well, I'm not going to make as much money if everybody has health care?
Oh, certainly.
So it's like, okay, well, granted, you may not get, say, $500 per visit. You might get $100 per visit, but you're going to get 5 times the amount of people through your door. So unfortunately, you're going to have to work harder, but you're still going to make the same amount of money. And in the end, being a doctor, isn't your goal to take care of people first and foremost, not really to make the money? Like, I didn't play music to make money. I played music to play music and give music and entertainment to people. So if I'm not driving a lush car, living in a huge, palace, that's fine. That's, musicians, entertainers, they're endangered servants. And, I can absolutely hear exactly what you're saying. Yes and no. It's the flip-flop back and forth. But yeah, and that's the thing. Again, I think Otep would honestly be able to speak on this a lot better. I think in my head, I didn't really care how it got done. I just wanted it to get done.
Right.
Because it isn't fair that, I don't have health insurance.
Right.
I haven't had health insurance in a long time, I don't see why we shouldn't have at least those little comforts in life. If we have an established government and they're taking care of all this other stuff, why shouldn't at least the base thing is if you get sick, you can get help and not be in debt for the rest of your life. I can cut my leg open at a show. I don't have insurance. I have to go to the emergency room. I get a $5,000 bill in the mail, and I can't pay for that. But if it was just a simple means of, hey, everybody's taken care of under this one little blanket, and we'll figure it all out. But it'll be interesting to see how it all rolls and unfolds, because obviously it's not going to happen overnight.
Does it bother you guys that we are taking care of so many other countries and other people, but we aren't taking care of what's going on here in America?
I don't want to say yes, it bothers me, because I would like to help as many people as well. It's a personal question in that situation. It's like, would I take care of my family before I take care of a stranger? Right. And honestly, yes, I would defend my family before I would go and try to help. Yet, if I know my family's safe, then I have no problems reaching out and taking care. Right. It's like, if my car is on fire with my family and that car is on fire with another family, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go and put out the one that has my loved ones in it first and foremost. And that's just animal basic instinct. Right. Protect your herd, protect the tribe. And, a lot of times it's distractions. I think the government is a form of distraction. It's an interesting video game for people to play. You get your vote, you get your voice, you get this, and you get to make some moves, and then hopefully the game isn't rigged so that your moves aren't just counterproductive and whatnot. But, sometimes I think a lot of it is distraction from paying attention to here. The war on terror was this huge means of, let's go over here instead of let's take care of home. And where's the terror and where's the W dummies and stuff, and
sort of the sleight of hand.
Yeah,
we'll see what's going on over here while they're paying attention to this.
Yeah, and that helps apply the fear aspect, which helps control people. The more you're afraid, the more you rely on them to protect you. It's like, imagine how safe we would feel, or how life would be if we felt we were safe. Everybody could just relax and enjoy life instead of, oh man, am I going to go and get blown up on my bus today, or am I going to fly somewhere and get blown up there? Or, it's just scare, and then that creates anxiety, and it creates all these other ailments that you're going to have to take care of with medications, and then you have and then it's just this vicious circle of like,
So Smash the Control Machine came out last summer,
Yes.
fall. Great album.
Thank you.
It's my favorite
Thank you.
album by you
Thank
guys
you.
so far. I was sort of thinking, we spent 8 years with sort of a traitor in the White House as the vice president,
Yeah.
and then with his little hand puppet from
Yes.
down south.
Yes.
But I also think we sort of overcorrected and put a socialist in the White House who has some very Hitlerish tendencies. But to me, that's what the Control Machine is. But what is your guys' perspective of? What did you guys mean when you did the song, when you did the album?
I mean, her is from what I can get from what she said, and we've had the conversations of it. It's a lot of that. We were seeing bailouts. We're seeing corporate bailouts where it's like, okay, huge companies that have totally screwed everybody else, and then we go, okay, you're right, we'll help you out, and then they go, thank you for that help. We're going to give ourselves bonuses. Right. We're not actually going to fix the problems that we created. So that was just absolutely frustration. And then, with obviously for our band, gay marriages and getting just completely slammed, and it's like you're really telling somebody that their own personal choice is no longer their own personal choice.
Right.
And how is this really going to affect you? And so there was just so many elements of frustration where it was like, we have to smash this machine that's trying to tell us who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to be, because maybe if you let your kid go, that you find out you raised them pretty well, and they actually can. They're gonna fall and they're gonna scrape their knee and they're gonna bump their elbow and they're gonna break their arm, but everything's still gonna heal, and they learn from that process. If my parents didn't let me go out and skateboard and break my hands doing that, I wouldn't know how to fall correctly. Until you know how to fall, you don't know how to pick yourself up. And it was a lot of, let's stop just following blindly. Do some research. If you have an opinion, look at both sides. And that's, I think, the cool, unique thing that this band has done is that it's never really been all here. It's always been, this is why we're going here, but it's because we've taken the time to look at both sides. And you're always going to find something to not agree on.
Right.
But if we could still find things to agree on, then let's try to work on those and flourish on those ideas.
Well, I think that's sort of a problem that we've always had in America, especially when you got Republican and Democrat, is everybody's trying to be on one side of the fence,
Right.
whether it makes sense
Right.
to support that side instead of supporting what makes sense, period,
Exactly.
as a collective.
Exactly.
But what do you think our obsession is in this country with race and sexuality when we've got so many other big issues to worry about?
That's pretty much one of the most amazing questions I always ask myself. Like, why is this the distraction aspect?
Right.
Again, it's like we use that as a means to distract us from what is really going on, and it's just like, can't we just get over it? I mean, it's strange that as I've gotten older, the idea in my head is why are we here? Like, isn't the main goal maybe of humanity is to learn how to coexist? We're all different. Diversity is just what life is, But as a parent higher learning, we should have the ability to find out how to coexist without hating each other because we have different beliefs. I really don't care if you pray to this God, or that God. Maybe that makes you a better person, but telling me what I should do isn't necessarily what might be right for me. So I don't mind you sharing your beliefs with me, and vice versa. And everyone has the right to disagree, but you don't have to hate them because they don't think the same way. But then you step into different levels of ignorance, and then it sometimes just gets super deep to the point where it's like, wow, I can't even figure out how you. Huh? That's it. That's all I got for him is, huh? Okay.
I can't even